morning. Welcome to everyone here in the room, everyone on YouTube and Facebook and Zoom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're going to get started with 2 community songs. So I invite you to stand for the community songs, and the words will be up there.
Okay, are you ready?
Ready as we will ever be.
All right. I played this for the last 3 weeks, so I think you know it now.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful life. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful life. Our friends, thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this joy, Spirit. Thank you for this joy. Thank you for this joy, Spirit. Thank you for this joy. This healing, this healing, this healing joy. This healing, this healing, this healing joy. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
All right. All right, number 2.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that guy in forever. Hey, man. Hi, David. Are you making spaghetti? Remember we used to make spaghetti? We would do, except mine was always a little better than yours, but I mean, yours was okay. I mean, but mine was the best. Okay, all right, here we go. Are you ready? For spaghetti? No, okay. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm feeling heaven today. Love, I'm choosing love today. Feel it. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing peace today. Alright, I feel abundance today. I choose abundance today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Heaven, alright. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today.
All right. Thank you so much.
So welcome everyone who has joined us on YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, and in the room. Good morning and welcome to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Lani Howard, and I am your minister for the morning, and I'm honored to be so. It's my pleasure to remind us of who we are. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. We don't tolerate it. We celebrate it. Okay. We aspire to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of the science of mind and spirit. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, each other, and the world. We experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, our talents, and our treasures. And we intentionally promote our community and its teachings. So now we're going to have the inclusion candle lighting, and Reverend Madeline's going to help me with that. We light this candle to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all of life, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen, to remind us of the light of spirit within all of us. So, what's alive in you today? I just invite you to call out a word that represents something that's alive in you today. Music is alive in him. Love. Dancing. Art. Friendship. Gratitude. Birthdays. Dogs. Excitement. Air conditioning. All right. Yes, all blessings in our life. So this is our time of announcements. And first announcement is there are lavender prayer sheets in the seat backs in front of you. You can fill out a prayer request, and there's a little brown box left to the door underneath the pictures of the practitioners and ministers, and you can put your prayer request in there, and then the ministers and practitioners pray on it for the week. So after service, prayer is available with Reverend Madeline as our practitioner this morning. If you are here for the first or second time, please raise your hand so we can welcome you. All right, welcome. Thanks for coming. All right. This is the first Sunday in July, and that means we celebrate all the July birthdays. Does anyone have a July birthday? All right, would you please stand? Ooh, lots of July birthdays. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. And many more. All right. Yay, lots of birthdays. Love that. All right. And now I'm going to give you the rest of the announcements for this morning. There's still time to join the 5 Gifts for an Abundant Life course. Join Reverend Julia this Thursday, July 6th from 1 to 4 in person or via Zoom. And just to remind you, all of these announcements are also available in our weekly e-newsletter, and you can sign up for that e-newsletter over there so that you can get the information about what's going on here. And there are event sign-up sheets and flyers also available in the foyer. Okay, and you can always email the office at sierracenter.org and get information about what's going on. Okay, there's a book study circle. The Energy Codes begins on Tuesdays starting July 11th from 2 to 3:30. And Reverend Julia is very excited about this book, so I just invite you to join her for that. We'll be showing the movie The Jesus Revolution on Friday, July 14th at 6 p.m. So I invite you to join that as well. Shira Banbury, our practitioner, will be facilitating a quick start class on 2 Saturdays, July 22nd and July 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it may not take 1 p.m., it depends on how many people are there and how much they want to share. So it might just be 2 hours, but we'll see. This class is an introduction to the background and basic principles of the science of mind and spirit. And it's open to anyone new to science of mind or anyone who would like a refresher. And it really has some great information in it. So I just encourage you to do that. So thank you for your attention. And yes. Oh, yes. Today after service, there's a community meeting and holiday potluck. So I don't know how many of you remembered that there was a potluck, but I've got guacamole and chips, so when all else fails, that's what we have, a little snack, and then I'll give you the short update on what's going on in terms of the evolution of this community and a little information about the brainstorming session that we had at Reverend Madeline's house this week. Okay, let's see. Got that one? All right, now we are going to have another community song that we get to sing together, which means turn off the microphone.
All right. Are you ready to sing? Oh, you ready? Okay, I'm ready too. I can't, I'm playing the guitar, so. Are you ready? Namaste, namaste. My heart sings, namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Namaste, namaste, my heart sings, namaste. The Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Namaste. Namaste, namaste. Now I can do it. Namaste.
So now is the time for our sacred reading. And I'm going to invite Reverend Madeline to give us the sacred reading.
I'm going to sit down.
Thank you, Lani. Today's reading is an excerpt from Emma Curtis Hopkins, a 19th century mystic. And it's from the book, The Radiant I Am, Self-Healing Meditation. So you can close your eyes if you want. I am the power of support to the universe. Everything that hath shaped or named is upborn and prospered in all its ways from this day on. There shall be no lack or disappointed effort. All shall rise and have self-respect from this day on. I, from my center, am a radiance of upbearing sustainment throughout all this universe. There shall be no poverty, no lack, no want from this day forth. I am the sufficiency of the universe. It is my decree, the elixir of bounty, of prospering effort, spreads forth from me. It is my irresistible, unending ministry. I think this, I speak this, I write this, I live this. I am a tower whose radiance sheds broad protection for infinite kingdoms. That which speeds forth as my radiance is the Holy Spirit of revelation. I am the unending, peaceable defense of the whole universe. By me, all that have name or shape are safe and secure, running or walking or flying forever. They shall not fear. They shall not be attacked. They shall not be hurt. The days of hurting have flown away. The dreams of danger are past. Things awake as my mighty elixirs spread, through them borne on the streams of my word, my thought, my writings, my life breath. They rouse themselves. They are safe forevermore. And so it is. And now it's our time of inward shift. But first, I get to talk. Yes, some people know me. And so the community value for today is inclusion. And I had to just marvel at the timing of inclusion, because most of you know that there was a announcement, or whatever called, ruling from the Supreme Court of the United States about affirmative action. And in my prior life as a human resources manager in the corporate world, I was in charge of affirmative action and seeking out inclusion for all sorts of people. And so it deeply resonates with me, and I know and accept that inclusion is beyond affirmative action, that we have shifted incredibly since I was working in some of the corporate world. There are a lot more women. There is much more multiracial and different races in the workplace and in schools. So we have made progress. So I'm accepting and knowing affirmative action as a bridge to something greater, something bigger, that it's going to be birthed out of all this. So there will be more inclusion in this world. Of all sorts of people will be able to benefit. Because when we come together in our multiplicity, we are stronger. There are more ideas, there's more energy, there is growth. And I know this is good. And I'm ready, willing, able, and anxious. Not anxious, I take it back. Ready, willing, able to see it out picturing and going beyond my expectations. So, inclusion. And so I'm delighted to see everybody here today, too. So now we get to meditate for a few minutes, like 5 minutes. And I will ring the bowl 3 times, and then we'll do 3 ohms, and then we'll go into our meditation. And I will bring us out with an affirmative prayer, and then we'll do the affirmation. one mind, one heart, one body, one wholeness in spirit, the infinite unity that is all of us, everything. But the power and the love and the creativity of that divine source is in and through us and everything. So I know from this oneness, this unity, this cohesiveness, that we are infinitely creative and that we create a beautiful community here at the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, and that each and every one of us co-creates our lives full of joy, pleasure, abundance, perfect health and well-being. And when we need support, if we need support, I know and accept spirit and community is there. So I know and accept only good, only good. And I also accept patience and deep knowing that everything is surrounded by love and light and joy. And I know that we, each and every one of us, walk this sacred earth with reverence, with deep appreciation and respect. And I know that we see joy in all our friends' faces, and that there is laughter and tears, perhaps, but healing tears and tears of laughter. So I just know and accept the magnificence of extraordinary lives for each and every one of us. I open to the magnificence that there is in all of us. One heart, one mind, one body, united in love and light. And I know unexpected pleasures and treasures for each and every one of us. And we open our eyes, our ears, our noses. We may even taste it, I don't know. But we can experience it full out. So the divine creative process is always happening. These words are planted. They are growing. They will manifest. I know that with deep, deep gratitude and thanks. So with that thanks, that grace, that love, that trust, that knowing, I let these words go. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. So now it's time for our affirmation, and I will say it first, and then we'll say it together. I align with true power, and I let her rip. Okay, let's do it together. I align with true power, and I let her rip. And so it is. Thank you.
My song or the God is my source? My song? Oh. All right.
Special music.
Trying to figure out which one to do. So.
Cat
Decisions. What?
Stevens.
Well, you must be psychic. Because I was thinking how maybe I'll do Cat Stevens, and then she goes, Cat Stevens. All right, Lani, I know there was something about you. All right, hold on. Anyway, I love Cat Stevens, and this is one of the songs I like. It's called The Wind. I never wanna walk away.
take me where my heart wants to go. It's found upon the devil's lake. And never, I'll never make the same mistake. Never, never. But never, I'll never make the same mistake. Never, never.
You may.
Can I sit down?
You may.
All right, I may. Thank you.
You may. You may. Remember that game we used to play, Mother May I? You had to say Mother May I, or else you couldn't move. Yeah, remember that? Ah, yes.
It's good to see you back up on stage here.
Thank you, thank you.
Many years with her.
Right, thank you, thank you. So our theme for this year is Living Out Loud. And for the month of July, our theme is Speaking Truth to Circumstance. Speaking Truth to Circumstance. And the weekly topic title is Monsters, Inc. Now, I don't know if you remember that movie. It came out in 2001. It was a Pixar Disney movie. And it was about this alternate universe, you might say, of the multiverse that connects with ours, where the monsters lived, the ones that were under your bed or in the closet as a child. Remember those monsters? And that actually they were there to make the children scream because the screams powered their universe. OMG. So this little girl named Boo, little teeny girl, somehow found her way into that universe. And the thing is, the monsters thought that children were toxic. So they were terrified of this little girl who was just very curious. She was just checking it all out. She was just looking everywhere and thinking, wow. And they're all like, ah, screaming and running away. And the thing is, a couple of the monsters sort of take her under, they realize that she's not hurting them, and they actually realize that they can get more energy from her laughter than from her screams. And so they end up shifting the whole consciousness of this alternate world towards laughter instead of fear and screams. So it's about thinking about what we think about. That is the practice of the science of mind, really. Think about what you think about. I used to have a little sign and had a picture of the thinker, that statue of Rodin, and it said, think before you think. But the thing we have to do is not believe everything we think. Yes, it's a practice. It's a practice because those monsters believed that children were toxic. So, they had a belief, and we've all got beliefs that we have accumulated during our lives. We got them from our parents, our families, our churches, our teachers, our friends. We accumulated all these beliefs, and some of them we got when we didn't even speak language too much, and so we got a belief. Maybe we got dropped as a small baby, and we just thought the world isn't safe. The world is a painful place. And we don't even know that we have that thought because it's not a word thought. It's a belief that we don't even know that we have. So getting in touch with these beliefs, getting in touch with what is there that no longer serves us is our practice here. Years ago, let's talk about the IRS. Scary, right? A lot of people think the IRS, oh, scary. And I got audited by the IRS many moons ago. I had been working as a consultant. I was making good money, but I was going to school, and so I was paying for the school myself. Now, a lot of my classmates were going on the company's dime, but I wasn't, because I was a consultant, not an employee. And so I got audited. So on my way, I'm driving to the audit, and I'm thinking, I'm a good person. I have all the documentation. I have not tried to defraud anyone. So I'm good. It's going to be fine. And I just kept that thought. All is well. I got into the office. The fear was palpable in the waiting room. It really was. But I was sticking to my affirmations. I was in the Science of Mind training classes, and I was like, I'm a good person. All is well. And sure enough, I went in there. I showed them all my check stubs. I showed them all the information. And they just took copies of it and said, okay, thanks. Bye. It was like, I went by and all these other people were like, you know. So I knew that I was good to go. So I didn't go in there with that fear, and I think that IRS agents are tuned to look for the fear because they think there's something there. So the thing is, we have to free ourselves from imagining the worst case scenario. Now, the thing is, sometimes imagining a worst case scenario is helpful because then you prepare. You just, you have your go bag, right? You do what you can, but then you can't let it dominate your life. You have to just say, I've done what I can do, and that's all I can do, and so now I have to live my life. I have to live. So we have to free ourselves from the fear in order to take authentic action, in order to respond rather than react, right? To respond rather than react. I loved, do you remember the movie San Francisco with Clark Gable? Now, this is an ancient movie, 1936. But it was on television, And of course, I lived in San Francisco. They showed that movie a lot. And in that movie, when the earthquake happens, everybody else is freaking out except for Clark Gable. He is just like walking over the rubble and lifting stuff up and helping people. And he's like cool as a cucumber. Me, I freak. I was at a friend's house in December in the Bay Area. And I'm fast asleep on the couch. And all of a sudden, my phone says, earthquake warning, take cover, and I'm like, ah! I jump up, I run into the nearest doorway, which is next to the refrigerator. I think if the ceiling falls, I'm next to the refrigerator, it'll, Nothing happens. Nothing happens. So I look at the app, and sure enough, there was an earthquake in Humboldt County. I'm in Redwood City. But it thought I was in Grass Valley. So it was warning me about there might be something because I was further north, Well, the thing is, it's important, once we have that immediate reaction, to stop and say, what's going on here? And center ourselves. Because we have to see beyond the circumstance. Here's the circumstance. Can I see beyond the circumstance? What can I do? I didn't just keep freaking out and thinking, oh my God, we're going to have an earthquake any minute. I just said, let me look at this app and see what's up. And sure enough, there was nothing to worry about, and I went back to sleep as soon as I got my heart rate back down again. But, you know, it's about having that capability. Aldous Huxley said, experience is not what happens to a man, it is what a man does with what happens to him. Experience is not about what happens to a man, it is about what a man does with what happens to him. Do we learn the lesson? Like the song said, you know, I never make the same mistake. I'll make a different mistake. How many times did Edison fail to make that light bulb before he actually succeeded? I think Walt Disney went to 300 banks to try to get a loan to start Disneyland. He was turned down and turned down and turned down, but he was persistent because he had a vision that he knew was the timing was right. And so he persisted. A lot of what we think of as power is really about control. It's not about power, because we know there is only one power. That is the power of the Spirit of life itself. That is the only true power. So we have to remember that all this other stuff that looks like power is really control masquerading as power. It's not the real thing. And when we align with the real power, we can see our way through this control issue and this circumstance. When I was also in the corporate world, I was a technical project manager, software project manager for the year 2000 project. Remember that one? And I was working for a corporation. I was a consultant. And I was managing a whole bunch of different programmers. And we had a certain goal that we were to meet. And they had given us a due date. And I did a PERT chart. Now, a PERT chart says, these are the people, these are the work that has to be done, these are the dependencies that have to unfold. You can't do this until this is done, you can't do that until this is done. And you put that all together and you come out with a date that looks like you can really make it. So I went in to the boss there and I said, this is the date that is the real date. Well, he freaked out. He was giving me this argument, that, you have to make blah, 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 blah. And all I could see was like a neon sign above his head flashing, fear, 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 fear. And I just showed him the chart. I showed him all the dependencies. I showed him everything there. And I said, this is the date. And he finally looked at me and said, will you go with me to my boss when I explain this? So I did. Because I didn't buy into the fear. I knew that what I had done was the right thing, so I had power of truth on my side, whereas he had that fear and control on his. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of the Science of Mind and Spirit, said, one alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. Now, our practice here in the Science of Mind and Spirit consists of meditation and prayer. Now, the thing is, prayer is us talking to ourselves about what is true. Prayer does nothing to God. What it does is align us with the truth, with spirit. Meditation allows us to hear our intuition, to hear the voice of spirit that is giving us the information we need to bring forth that which we have claimed in the prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment, because we're treating our mind to align with spirit. And we also have practices of service, of study, and of giving and receiving, because that's a circle. We give, we receive. We receive, we give. You've heard the phrase, speaking truth to power. Well, we practice speaking truth from power. And that's much more powerful. Because when we speak truth to power, we're giving them the power. We're saying in our mind, they're powerful. In truth, nobody is more powerful than anybody else. And we talk about corporations like they're one big clump. They're all made up of people. And each of those people is no greater than we are. So we connect with the universal realization that we're connected to all of it, to everything. So we have to keep our spiritual practice, do our spiritual practice. When I started out in this teaching, I was meditating for like 10 minutes a day. I'd set an alarm 10 minutes before I had to get up, and then I would just sort of try not to go back to sleep. That was my practice. But, now I am in meditation and prayer every morning because I find that when I am what we call prayed up, I have the capacity to do a response rather than a reaction. Now, do I react sometimes? Yeah, I jumped out of bed when the earthquake warning came. I'm still human, but I have more of a capacity for response because I do this practice daily. Then we can see beyond the organizations, we can see beyond the people, we can see beyond what appear to be obstacles. We can step outside of the media and the collective consciousness. We believe there is only one consciousness, and that consciousness of spirit is everywhere. And within that consciousness, we also have the whole of human consciousness. So what are we contributing to that whole of human consciousness? God bless you. What are we contributing? What are the thoughts in our mind going into this collective consciousness? Are we thinking thoughts of unity, of beauty, bless you, of joy, of harmony, of wholeness, of oneness? Are we realizing that we are one? Are we realizing that we are made of love, here to love? Are we knowing that? Are we living that to the greatest degree we can? Are we trying to remember that when we get triggered? Are we trying to remember that we're all one? One of the things we do in our prayer is we pray about the what, not the how. Because we set an intention for what is our heart's desire. But we don't want to outline the steps through which it could happen. Because then we're limiting how it could happen. When we can focus on the what and let go of the how, amazing things can happen. Amazing things can unfold. And I think many of us who've been in this teaching for a while can testify to that. Often our first reaction to wounding or outrageous circumstances, flight, fight, or freeze. We're going to add another one, turn within. Turn within. Not as in hiding, but is turning to that infinite power. And when we realize realize that Spirit's the ultimate source, we turn into that foundation, and from that foundation, we can do amazing things. We don't deny that there's pain and suffering. We don't deny the reality of these things, and yet we look towards a greater reality. We lift our thoughts above the circumstance to see what Spirit has in mind now for us. What is the lesson that we are here to learn? How are we to move through this experience? In the Torah, Moses is called, the Torah being the first 5 books of the Bible, we call them the Old Testament, but the Torah is those first 5 books, and in that Torah, in the Hebrew version, they call Moses the meekest of men. We think about what is the meekest of men. Well, the meekest of men means that they set their own doubts and fears aside. They set their own doubts and fears aside and listen to Spirit. And when that happens, we saw that he was able to lead his people out of captivity. We're all captives as long as we don't turn into that Spirit within. It is about us opening to that greater truth, that greater Spirit, that greater realization that something bigger is happening here and we are a part of it, and tuning into what is our part in the evolution of consciousness, in the evolution of our society, in the evolution of our family, in the evolution of the world as we know it. So we are just called to action to identify the monsters in our own life. It could be a close, it could be close or personal, it could be a world situation, and just ask ourselves, what is Spirit's idea here? What is Spirit's view of this? And what is mine to become, and what is mine to release? Because when we uncover some of these beliefs, what we find is they are really no longer helpful. They are actually inhibiting us from living our full lives now. So let us take that opportunity to look above whatever we think is the obstacle, the monster, and know the truth about it. We look at what is happening and we think, what would a person have to believe for this to happen? What would a person have to believe for this to happen? And whatever we come up with, we switch it to the opposite thing and say, I'm going to believe this because that looks like a more life-giving thing. That is life-giving for me. So, let us just know that we are powerful beyond all the monsters, and that together we can be the presence of love, the presence of joy, the presence of harmony, the presence of wholeness, and share that with the world. Let's go within. So I just give thanks for this time together, for the wisdom, for the opening, for the realization of that presence and power that is everywhere. And know that if there is a word that has touched anyone, or the word that has inspired anyone, or word that has given anyone a new perspective and a new thought, we just give thanks for it. We give thanks for the shift, for the opening, for the realization that is being made manifest through us today. And we know that we take it out into the world as joy, as peace, as harmony, and as wholeness. And so with great gratitude, I release my word knowing it is complete. And we affirm this together as we say, and so it is. All righty. Woo! Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All righty, so let me see. Now is the time for our conscious giving. So let's see. Okay, we're going to start with the offering song. That's right. Sorry. Okay. Let's stand up. We're going to sing a song. And then we're going to do our affirmation. And
Okay, God is my source. Is that the
yep, that's
All
the
right,
one.
Make sure
That
I'm on the
is
right
one.
page here.
You got it.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I get thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I get thanks, yeah, for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. God gives me everything I need. I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Turn myself on. Okay. All right. So if you have it on you, put it over your heart. If you are in virtual land, please remember that you can text the magic number, which I think is up there, and you can call, and you can go to the website, or you can snail mail it. We still do that. Post Office Box 2714, Grass Valley, California. All right. So, I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And thank you, Diana, for collecting the gifts. All right. Sacred noodling.
Sacred noodling. Oh, okay. It's very sacred.
So we just bless these gifts, knowing that they go out into the world to bless and to prosper each individual and organization that receives these gifts, and that the gift comes back to each giver blessed, fulfilled, and overflowing. We give thanks. We call it good, and so it is.
So it is.
All righty. All right, so we give thanks for all of our, reminding you that we are getting together afterwards. There might be something out there that you could eat. And the guacamole's in the fridge. I'll put it on the table. And then I'll just give you the very quick update on what the latest scoop is for our path forward for the evolution of this community. And I want to thank Billy for our music today. I want to thank Reverend Madeline for being our practitioner. Thank you to Juanita for doing all that she does. And thank you to Diana for doing the PowerPoint and our offering today. Thank you so much. And clapping even with her broken elbow. So, all right. So thank you, everybody, for coming today. Appreciate your being here. And what are you taking away with you today? What are you taking away with you today? Tom.
Your talk today for me was a perfect birthday present.
Okay. Thank you. Good. Yes, Diane. Yes. Don't believe everything you think. Yes, absolutely. Yes, think you before you think. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Great. Anything else? David, did you want to chime in there?
Well, I said think before you think. I got you stuck.
Okay. Good. All right. Okay. Excellent. So let us stand for our benediction and our closing song. And I'll say something and then you'll say it after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It is this thing called spirit. It is this thing called power. It is this thing called life. I know it. I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is.
So it is.
All right. Let's sing our song, our final song, closing song. Hello.
All right. Everything I need
To
to
know.
Right.
So when I was planning, or
Good. Go for it.
everything I need.